A few reasons as to why it's an absolute hellhole. The average IQ, in the States we do pretty well. We're not as high as some nations like Japan, right? But it's about 97.4 right there in the center of the bell curve. Somalia, the average IQ is 67.
Ooh.
70 is retarded.
Sorry, retarded.
70 or less is legally retarded.
Oh boy.
The average IQ of Somalia is the equivalent to a legal retard in the United States.
This is Steven Crowder destroying Somalians, destroying this African nation that are just importing their people here, and they're literally legally retarded. He goes on this fiery rant. He goes off. He just destroys all these people. And it's honestly comical to see how people react to this, to even see the clip, because it's the truth. These people are sub-retard level IQ, and I'm not even using that in a derogatory manner. That is the legalistic definition of retardation. And the average Somalian is below that. And he's going to dive into other reasons. We're going to dive into the rest of the clip soon, so make sure you stay tuned. But I'm Jared Wright. This is The Right Wing, and I post this stuff for you every single day. So if you like Steven Crowder, if you like these voices on the right, make sure you follow along. Make sure you're here every single day for these clips, because you deserve to know it. So hit the like, follow, subscribe, notification bell, all of the above. That way you are ready for every single day for these clips to come out. Let's just dive into the rest of this clip so you can see exactly what is going on.
Let me give you a few reasons as to why it's an absolute hellhole. The average IQ, in the States we do pretty well. We're not as high as some nations like Japan, right? But it's about 97.4 right there in the center of the bell curve. Somalia, the average IQ is 67.
Ooh.
70 is retarded.
Sorry, retarded.
70 or less is legally retarded.
Oh boy.
The average IQ of Somalia is the equivalent to a legal retard in the United States.
You wanted to use functionally, but you pulled back.
It's not even really functional.
It's not, yeah.
It's just the legal threshold. And by the way, some of that is because of malnourishment. That's a huge component of it. Also inbreeding, we'll get to that. But life expectancy in Somalia is 54 years. 54 years. And the country has been at war for 4 decades. 4 decades.
Gosh.
I mean,
if we're being honest, we should probably just bring these people in and let them run all the daycares in the United States, right? Just give them a couple $2 billion and let the Somalians run all of the daycares. That seems like a great idea, right, Steven? War everywhere. They don't live long. They're mentally retarded. Let's let them teach our children on a daily basis. That's the United States. Let's just keep watching.
compare that to the 12-day war. Like, that's a long war, and it's just always a stalemate because everyone has an IQ of 67 or less, or I should say the average.
Average, it's true.
And then you end up with huge swaths of these people in a place like Minneapolis, St. Paul.
How? I want to know why they went from hot to like very cold.
Yeah. Well, it's by design. Another thing too, by the way.
The worst place to choose, really.
Also, when they come here, please check their bags because 3 of the deadliest snakes in the world, they're also found in Somalia. So the puff adder, the Somali carpet viper, and the black mamba, those are in Somalia. And they're no joke.
I've seen snakes on a plane. I know this.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, just so you know, how is their IQ? So, well, malnourishment, of course. But half of Somalis show genetic signs of inbreeding.
Oh, no.
If you actually look at this. There's a lot of inbreeding. By the way, this is very common across Islamic nations across the world, and that also contributes significantly to lower IQ.
It does.
And when you have an IQ rate that is that low, that is functionally retarded, you don't need to have a nation filled with geniuses, but you need to have a baseline level of average IQ that allows for innovation, that allows for basic functions of society to be performed. That can't happen with an IQ of 67. It can't happen when they are inbreeding with no signs of stopping. And again, please don't forget, Ilhan Omar is no stranger to this. She married her brother. Yeah, you have the marriage certificate. And you think about this.
It's
we have
so damning.
These Somalis here, and people get, I can't believe you would say this, they're just as American as you. No, they're not.
No.
They're not. Well, why do you say they're not as American as you? Well, my parents were born here. My dad's parents were born here. His parents were born here. We've been here for a long time. We speak the language. We contribute.
You adopted the culture.
Yeah, we don't bang our cousins.
You don't.
We
Or
don't.
brothers.
That's part of our culture here. We treat our animals well.
What makes an American, right? Maybe we should just keep shipping these over. Does that make me a racist? Does it make us a racist to say, hey, I don't want any more Somalians here. I don't think they're going to benefit our culture. And here's the thing. Even if we found the smartest Somalians, let's say we just went and we found, the average IQ is 67. Let's go find the 80 IQs, the geniuses of Somalia. And let's bring them here. By the statistical standard, both nations get dumber. We bring our IQ down, and Somalia's IQ also drops because you're taking out the good gene pool, if that's what you want to call it, or whatever it is. There's no excuse. Why do we want these people in America? They don't have a right to be here. Why should we give them a privilege to be here, especially considering it's our taxpayer dollars funding them? Stephen does a great job at breaking this whole thing down. He says, this is insane. Why are we shipping these people in, essentially? Why are we just bowing down to these people from Somalia who don't speak our language, who marry their brothers and sisters? Ilhan Omar, the perfect example, running for Congress in the United States, along with others. Literally, she married her brother. It's disgusting, right? But they don't speak our language. They marry their own kin. They're not smart people. And they don't conform to our societal standards. So what excuse should we bring them here for? What does it do for us? To play the blind side? Is that what you want? Maybe some of them will be some athletes or something? I don't really know. It doesn't make any sense other than to destroy this nation. Give me one good argument. Well, there are people too. That's fine. They can be people. I'm all for, let's send them some help. Let's give them some aid. But what's happened is time and time again, places like this have proven that they are not civilization builders. Honestly, they don't have the IQ for innovation. That's what Stephen says. They don't even have the baseline IQ to have real innovation in their nation. Why should we bring them here? What good does it do either nation to bring them here? It does none. It's a waste of money, and it's destructive to our nation. And I don't believe in that. Leave them over there. Go preach the gospel to them in Somalia. Have missionaries. I'm all for that. We can do missionary trips. We can spread the gospel. We can do good things to help them there. But don't bring them here. We don't want them. We don't want to fund them. We don't want to have to try to educate them or to get them to integrate because they don't. They don't. It's not that hard to break down. It's not that hard to understand. But yet, for whatever reason, the leftist ideology says, no, bring them in. Open borders. Maybe we should start pumping them full, putting them into these liberals' houses. Tim Walz, you should be housing a few of these guys. If you're going to fund their daycares, at least let them live with you. Open borders, right? Open door policy. Bring them on in, Tim. Let's see you do that. See how long that lasts. Right? But if you don't think Somalians should be here, if you don't think they're a very high IQ group of people, you should follow along on this channel because you would like pretty much everything I put out. This is The Right Wing. I'm Jared Wright, and I bring you this content daily. So make sure you hit all the buttons down below. Make sure you hit the follow, subscribe, all the buttons. That way you can see this stuff every single day. I hope you have a great day.